The Tennessee Titans fired Brian Callahan today. So let's talk about how I think this had to be done and how Cam was going to be fine. After the intro. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bonafide, and this is Section 240, a channel all about the Tennessee Titans, but from a fan's perspective. So after that putrid game yesterday where everything on offense was just downright terrible, including Cam Ward, the Titans fired second-year head coach Brian Callahan after starting the season 1-5. Now, in his time here, he set all kinds of records for being bad. I mean, literally going 4-19 in his time here. Now, when Rand was fired, we all thought it was strange that they kept Callahan, especially given that Rand was the reason why Callahan was even here. Now, nonetheless, they preached patience and not panic, and they rolled with Brian to be the head coach, paired with new incoming number 1 overall pick, Cam Ward. Now, all season, we bought into the hype, or at least I did. Callahan was hampered by a poor quarterback play from Will Levis, which is true. Levis ain't getting off the hook. Not here, and not in my opinion. And that when we got him a competent QB with the skill set that Ward had, we would finally see this modern offense that we have been looking for ever since the departure of Derrick Henry and Mike Vrabel and exotic smash mouth football. I know, it's been a minute since you heard that. Now, 6 games into the season, and I'm confident in saying, now this is me, I'm confident in saying that Brian Callahan sold us some snake oil. Now, before we go any further, I want to, I don't want to sound insensitive because ultimately people are going to lose their jobs, right? And they're going to have to uproot their families and lives and all of that, especially if the new head coach doesn't keep the staff. But we're not going to cry too much because, he's going to be paid for the length of his contract. So he's going to be all right. Now, there are a ton of stats that I can point to show you how bad Brian Callahan was at his job as head coach. I mean, we got tweets from Zach Lyons, Justin Mello, freaking Ben Baldwin. They all use metrics to tell the analytical story. But Brian Callahan was just as stubborn as Mike McCoy when it comes to play calling and scheme. They thought that they knew best, and if their players just executed them right, we would have success instead of playing to the strengths of your players. I mean, play action was non-existent. RPOs, we barely ran them. And these are play calls that would help Cam get into a rhythm early and stay ahead of the change, which we weren't doing. Now, is this a bad roster? Absolutely. This O-line is terrible. Cam is on pace to be sacked 71 times this year, and the play designs are they're just bad. But I mean, you don't need me to tell you that because you've seen the games. Brian Callahan was doing nothing that he said he was going to do in the preseason to make this an easy transition for Cam Ward to the NFL. Shoot, if you look at the statement that the Titans let out after they announced Brian Callahan, I mean, it's pretty telling. There was no growth and the clock had run out on him. So before we keep going, if you're not subscribed to the channel, this is a perfect time to hit the subscribe button because we always dropping content because it seems like we're going to be in the new coaching cycle. So you don't want to miss out on any of the content that we drop. So make sure you subscribe. So now we know that it's going to be Mike McCoy taking over for Brian Callahan for the remainder of the season. Now, according to Paul Kaharski, the media hasn't talked to him all season. I don't know if they didn't make him available or whatever. So whenever they announce him, and I think that'll be later on tonight, it'll be the first time. He was the Chargers head coach from like 2013 to 2016. So he's got experience leading the team. He's not the answer. And in New Waters Wet News, Bill Callahan is probably leaving because, we fired his son. So it looks like Scott Fuchs is going to be the replacement O-line coach. Now, I would assume everybody else stays in their current roles for the remainder of the season, like Denard is staying there, Bones is staying as a special team, but we never know, especially with the offensive play calling. Does he change it up, make Holtz the guy, make Hardy the guy? I don't know. But, we should know later on by the time you're watching this video, because Borgazzi and Bricker are going to be speaking to the media in a few, right in the middle of Monday Night Football. Perfect media time. So we're going to wrap this up because not a lot to talk about it, because we already know who's coming to town on Sunday. So I take some solace in knowing that he won't have the satisfaction of being the one who puts the final nail in Brian Callahan's coffin, because Brian pretty much did that himself. So again, there's always talk of a new coach bump. When you bring in a new guy, you get a win. Do I think that will happen? Probably not. But maybe so. All I'm glad is that something happened. And basically that's all we can ask for right now. So tell me how you feel about this fire. Or do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? Drop your takes in the comments. Make sure you smash the like button if you were as frustrated as me. And make sure you subscribe. And then again, we already know who's coming to town. So we're going to be live from the section this Sunday as we take on Mike Vrabel and his vaunted 4-2 Patriots. So we're going to be on YouTube Live, on Twitter.com, and we're live on TikTok now. So make sure you check out the website, get your own Section 240 merch, and make sure you locked in with us here at the section. Because like I always say, there's plenty of room in the section for us all. Tighten up.